Hello, you definitely won't be able to see me because it's pitch black in here, but it's just a very quick update on my day today, and the main points being, well, following on from the video I made this morning, it was attack, 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 but I have a tendency, I allow people to do that. When they come along, I let them attack, and then I will go in and I will say what I will finish it basically. So it finished. Obviously, I was being called selfish. I'm gonna put the link to the whole conversation. I did do screenshots because sometimes people block me, which they can give it, but they can't take it. So, and one of them blocked me, but I did screenshot before she managed to do that. But the bottom line is my observation: the people who wish you to be tolerant are the least tolerant. The ones preaching be kind are the least kind. The ones who tell you that you're selfish are the most selfish. The ones who tell you that you're not a loving person are the least loving. And we can go on and on and on. So the upshot was, at the end, after we hadn't finished playing as such, but obviously they weren't getting anywhere with me. So somebody decided to be serious for a moment and ask me, why am I so selfish? Why don't I care about other people? So I dropped in the fact that I've been here looking after my sister for the past 7 months, sleeping on the sofa, and pretty much, because I was being challenged that, oh, you don't believe in the science. I mean, there was so much rubbish coming back from that point. This is what happens when people have no root. They're like epiphytes. I did remember something from geography. So they've sort of attached themselves, parasitically attached themselves to whoever's leading the argument that is most appealing to them. So they believe in science even though they have no background in science. So I mean, I was doing things like chucking in a passage from my book, but it's just, I think I said yes in one of the videos I did yesterday when I put the link up to the article, the feature from the Daily Mail. So I will sort of, I did a screenshot of a passage from my book where I'm talking. Remember, this was published like nearly 20 years ago in 2002, and it's a bit where I'm talking about how people have a tendency to ridicule someone who's just as brilliant as the person whose arguments they're clinging to. So, for example, two scientists equally brilliant, but because the one scientist isn't saying the things that support your position, you will ridicule him, and you will cling to the other one and hail him as brilliant. So it comes down to, it's just about people wanting to maintain the position in which they find themselves. So, or they want to be in a particular camp. And I think sometimes it makes people nervous when, like me, I walk very confidently. And I think sometimes it makes people nervous because if they're so sure, then them having one opinion and me having another, surely why am I so confident? So what people try to do, they try to rock you, call you all manner of names. I was called a piece of shit, a selfish piece of shit to be precise. But that didn't end well for the gentleman, right? So I suggested to him that he's probably in the at-risk category as a consequence of shoveling excessive amounts of food down his throat, washed down with beverages that are, oh gosh, when I talk, I don't flow in the same way I write, but I will put up the link. But washed down with chemically enhanced beverages, and shy of exercising anything apart from his mouth. Words to that effect. He didn't come back to me on it. because most times I'm right, a lot of people, they don't have the discipline to put in the effort. So there's a what I've noticed, a lot of the people who frown upon people like me who don't wear a mask, who is never going to take the vaccine. There are people in mobility scooters, people who, if you like, haven't looked after themselves as well as they might have been able to, and they have a damn cheek to be telling me that I need to protect them or protect others. And when, as I've said, I ask nobody to protect me. I ask nobody to do anything on my behalf. So if you're like me and you're in a position where you're not asking anything of anyone, it makes it kind of impossible for people to argue with you. So, but nevertheless, they tried. They had a good go and failed because, as I said, I dropped in right at the end. When being asked why am I so selfish, why don't I care about people? I was even being encouraged that I need to reassess my relationship with God. I need to go and read the Bible. You call yourself a Christian, and it's the typical things that come back from people who don't even believe in God, but they want to tell you how to do religion and how to do God, which again I find such things funny. But I got screenshots, I log everything for future reference. So anyway, yeah, so at the end of it I dropped in because they are calling me selfish. And with obviously being here on the sofa for 7 months, still paying for a flat that I've not slept in, haven't even visited it for about 4 months now, and they've literally just packed up my life and living and working out of the living room in a confined space. All of those people who accuse me of being selfish, of being a selfish piece of shit, all the names under the sun. Like I said, I've got all the screenshots. Actually, I will put the link to my Facebook page and you can have a look. You can just go down and have a look. But all the names under the sun, and I guarantee you none of them would do what I'm doing now. I'm not setting myself up and saying I'm such a wonderful person, because believe me, I take no pleasure in doing what I'm doing. There are people who would, they kind of take on the if you like, the persona of a martyr, and they bear their burdens well. I'm not that kind of person. So obviously, like I said, I've said it before. Well, I'm saying to God, how long is this thing gonna go on for? This is getting ridiculous now. Blah blah blah, so forth and so on. So I'm not that kind of person. I don't sort of pat myself on the back and think you're such a good person for doing this. I'm more thinking, when the hell is this going to end? Right? And people tell you can't say that. I've said this before. You can't say that. How can you say that? Yeah, but is there anybody else with me here doing this? Is there anybody here giving me a helping hand? No. So I can say whatever I want to say when I want to say it and how I want to say it. So I just find it quite fascinating how people, by saying that I'm such a terrible, selfish, horrible piece of shit, we could argue that they're saying that they're very good people, they're kind, compassionate, and so on. But I guarantee you, none of them would come and do what I'm doing. In fact, when when I tweeted, rather, we tweet on Twitter, when I tweeted, to say, as a matter of fact, I'm here looking after my sister, blah blah blah, I got no response. Nothing came back. And you would have thought, being the caring, kind, compassionate, salt of the earth types, you'd think they would all pile in and say, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, we misjudged you. Whatever. Not a word. Off they went. The hypocrisy, the double standards of these be kind people. The be kind mentality type people. This is why I don't have the time of day for them. This is why I don't do the caring and the compassion and all of that touchy-feely thing. in the way that they do it, because it doesn't mean anything. It's just all sentimentality. It's all just words, and there's no power in having, if you like, having that kind of caring and compassionate type of attitude. It's just it's more about them. It's about, look at me, I'm such a good person, just because you say it. But yeah, all right. So they wear the mask, they take the vaccine, and then they want to come and tell somebody like me that I'm selfish because I should be protecting others, and I'm not doing that. And in reality, I've said this before, that the mask they wear is for them, the vaccine they take is for them. It's not about others, it's about them. But in due course, like, I log things. In due course, we will come back and we will revisit all of this. What is interesting, I saw like a breaking news item that certain countries, Germany, France, and some other countries, have paused the AstraZeneca vaccine because there are blood clot issues. I found that quite interesting. So I want to see where that's going, and then when I do know where it's going, then I'll go back on Twitter and see if I'm still selfish. Anyways, have a fantastic night, what remains, and I will be back when I get a chance to do another video as well. There are a couple of things that I would like to discuss, but if I get a chance, then I will do something tomorrow. If not, when I'm next able to. Take care. Bye.